Hey guys, so this is the key to acquiring clients at scale for your service-based business, agency, high-ticket coaching, consulting business in 2024 going forwards. And essentially the key is to position your service as a product. But what do I actually mean by that? And essentially that's what I'll be breaking down in this video so that you can actually understand it and apply it. So this secret to scale is essentially something that comes from the B2B SaaS world. So the largest B2B SaaS companies in the world, for example, the HubSpots of this world, they have leveraged this tactic really well. And because they understood it, they were able to outcompete and gain rapid market share in their industry, right? So the first thing is proof that I've done this and proof that this works in the agency space and in the high ticket space. So this is the same offer restructuring process that I helped some of my larger agency clients like adspend.com that are a very kind of well-known YouTube ads agency. You can go and check out their website. They've worked with some of the biggest names out there, period. So what I help them do is break past their revenue plateau because they were charging high retainers as any agency would for their main service. And I helped them roll out a new productized offer that has actually grown to over 150K per month in additional revenue for the agency alone, just from that particular product, or i.e. service. So essentially the kind of long and short of it is most agencies hit a constraint anywhere from 50K per month, even as low as 30K per month, to sort of 150, 200K per month before they realize that their offer and product suite as it currently is not scalable in terms of unit economics. And any attempt to scale essentially tanks their profit margin because it's the perils of owning any type of service-based business. If you want to scale by onboarding larger clients, larger retainers, your labor is going to increase massively, exponentially, kind of disproportionately. So your unit economics essentially goes down the drain. So this video is tackling this. And I want to go through in this document the model that larger service-based businesses that have used to scale to 8 and 9 figures and beyond have done so at 40% or 50% margins. And this is the exact same model I keep mentioning on this channel that Alex Hormozi used to scale Gym Launch from 0 to 17 million in profit in 2 years. So obviously I'm very passionate about this because everyone talks about, offers and, kind of new acquisition tactics, but really this is the core of scaling any service-based business. And essentially what I'm going to go through is this diagram right here. So pitching a one-time offer is the key to scaling to cold traffic. And I'm talking about one-time offer, i.e. a product, versus meaning positioning your service as a one-time project or product upfront versus pitching a retainer straight away. And the truth of it is this, I'll get to this diagram in a second, it will all make sense once we go through this. So MRR, so monthly recurring revenue, i.e. retainers, are hard to sell on cold traffic if they are positioned in such a way. So the easiest and best way to actually scale to cold traffic is to bundle up your retainer service into a 4-month or 90-day sprint, okay? So this is a product versus a service, okay? The prospect views your service as a product that is a one-time purchase. One-time purchases psychologically are far more attractive to all business owners universally because they view it as a one-time expense on their top line, on their P&L. It's okay, what's gone out of the bank account this month? Okay, we paid a sell for 4 months of lead gen. He's promised us X outcome in Y time frame, and this is exactly what we're going to get. This is the system. These are the deliverables. Very much easier to sell than, hey, give me 5K per month for generating you leads and appointments, right? So you can already see how this starts to make sense. Now, like I said, from a psychological perspective as well, people are far more willing to pay more upfront if they know that they will only have to pay one time, okay? And this essentially means you actually have to be good at what you do because the goal is to retain the client, right? By delivering exceptional results. But obviously you're not going to retain the client and actually get the retainer if you don't perform and if you're not good at what you do. So it's kind of better for you in the long run because it forces you to develop a better product. It basically weeds out the people who are less serious and forces you to become better. And it's better for the prospect in terms of the person that you're trying to make your client because it's less risk for them. It's literally like, okay, this is what I'm paying for. This is everything I'm going to get. This is the fixed outcome that I'm getting from this particular project. And you can easily attach risk reversal to that. Okay, so what happens if this doesn't work? Well, we'll give you your money back. Very simple. It's a really simple thing to sell. And when I started approaching all of this in this manner, selling on sales calls became far easier for me, if I'm being honest. So the whole point here is you want to really outperform and over deliver. Once they have gotten their foot in the door, they are emotionally invested in you, right? And they trust you if you've obviously done well. So it's not just your expertise, but the fact that we can, actually get them results, but the fact that we are also human beings where we want to show that we're high integrity. We want to establish a legitimate relationship with our clients. We are essentially their friends, okay? So that you can see immediately how 4 to 6 months, 90 days of this, if you actually perform and deliver on your promises, it's going to be very easy to retain them as a client. And like I said, it all comes down to this kind of model right here. So most agencies only really have this. They have just one retainer service, a tiered retainer service, depending on the size of the client. The issue with that, it's a lot of custom work if you want to try and scale. If you want to try and sign a larger client, 10K per month retainer, you're going to have to do a bunch of custom work, and there's no sort of clear deliverables outlined. You succumb yourself to scope creep, right? We all know this, where it's like the client asks you for more and more, and it's like there's no outlined delivery, no outlined deliverables or time frame with which how you're marketing your delivering your service, and it's kind of just a nightmare, to be honest. So now the answer is not to get it, to do away with this completely. What you're trying to do is essentially outline a tiered retainer service. So I would recommend outlining 3 retainers, strict retainers that essentially productize. They provide specific results month after month. So it could be a 2K per month retainer, you could have a 5K per month retainer, and then you can have an 8K per month retainer for larger clients. And you really want to pinpoint, okay, what are the size of clients or that you're going after that would fit into each retainer. But the way you do all of this, and before you do any of this, what you need to do is this right here. Now, this is the thing that I helped my client with, adspend.com. It's the thing that I recommend to start with for all agencies going forwards. It is your one-time offer, okay? And it is the thing that you really pitch on cold traffic. It's the thing that you pitch when you're running ads, any cold email, any type of cold outreach. It is the thing that allows you to collect more cash up front because you're positioning yourself as a product and a service. So instead of pitching a 2K per month retainer, you pitch 8K up front. Okay, so you see how that's much easier. And because you're value stacking, you've outlined all of your deliverables, it's far easier for the prospect to actually visualize on the sales call. Okay, this is what I'm paying for. This is what I'm getting. It's this in this time frame. These are the deliverables. It's written in the contract, and they promise risk reversal. Say they promise they will give me my money back. They will give, I don't know, half the setup fee back or whatever it is. They'll continue to work for me for free until we achieve this outcome. It's much easier to sell. It allows for cash up front, which you can then pump it back into ads, right? And this lends itself towards what we call client financed acquisition. So if you don't have funding, if you don't have money or capital to play with, this is how you actually scale. It on 2 fronts, not just the actual offer itself being better and superior to your competition, but it's the fact that it allows you to collect more cash up front and then actually pump that back into advertising and marketing and actually scale fast, okay? And in a predictable manner. Now, the last thing that we want to do is release a low ticket community. Just hold that kind of thing for a second because I'm going to explain in detail now using a kind of one of my recent Twitter threads, because I just explained everything. So I literally just screenshotted my recent thread and it goes through all of this. So we'll come full circle and I'll break down the entire process now. And so stay tuned for this because I'm fairly happy with this tweet. So essentially, there's a lot of talk around different business models, right? Especially in 2024 going forwards, there's a build and release or catch and release, growth operating, growth partner, growth consultant, whatever it might be. They all mean the same thing, okay? The fundamentals of scaling any B2B service-based business works in exactly the same way. It has never changed. And here's how I would and how I have helped clients, like, for example, AdSpend, market and sell an offer to 200K per month plus, and in 2024 going forwards. So firstly, this all stems down to the fact that most agencies, traditional agencies, they serve only the top end of the market, the top segment of the market. These are the ideal clients, the large clients that will justify, 5K per month retainer, 10K per month retainer, etc., etc. And that's really the only way to scale, or so they think, right? But the issue is this way of scaling has a mathematical ceiling. Now, if you're happy with just making 100K per month, that's fine. You can just do this, and you can operate solely on referrals and inbound leads. But the issue is, like I say this all the time, there's no predictability to your business. If you can't buy clients essentially through ads, through cold traffic, you don't really have a business, in my opinion. It's more of a lifestyle business, a business that's at risk of going out of business in a few weeks if something goes wrong. So what is really important to understand is you need to roll out additional products, a scalable product suite to the middle segment of the market and the bottom segment of the market. That's literally what this diagram is about, right? Middle segment of the market, lower segment of the market. Both of these two feed in to your higher end retainer. And the goal is, of course, to upsell and retain your clients. And what you do here is you're expanding your total addressable market. You're actually building a scalable product suite. This is how you scale to 500K per month, $1 million a month. This is the same model that every single agency owner and coach that has reached $1 million a month and above. I've studied the guys that are making 8 figures. Every single person has and follows this model. It's the same model that Hormozi used as well. Alex Hormozi, to scale Gym Launch to 100 mil in top line revenue, sold it to American Pacific Group for 46 mil. Exact same model. Okay, he obviously marketed to gyms, so he leveled up essentially from a standard gym marketing agency to a full stack gym marketing / consulting, right? Hybrid, done for you and done with you service. So let's crack on with my tweet now. I don't want to go on too much of a tangent. So we first need to understand that all these terms that you hear about, build and release, agency, growth partner, consultant, whatever, all of this stuff, it's just the exact same thing. It's just a positioning and marketing play. The way Hormozi scaled Gym Launch to 100 mil per year isn't through a new business model that he discovered, right? It's because he improved his business acumen through time and realized what all the 8 and 9 figure business owners had in common. It's scalable unit economics. That's it. I just want to make sure that you guys can actually see this. Yeah, you should be able to. I'm hoping that the writing is large enough here. So essentially, number one, you want one service. This is how of course, things begin. A lot of you will be at the point where it's you're ready to scale now and you're ready to roll out additional products. But essentially, you begin with one service which targets the high end of the market. This is the perfect way to bootstrap and start an agency. Start with one service and try to work with bigger and better clients as you get better in skill set and track record. This is the traditional, quote unquote, traditional agency model with the end goal of charging as big of a retainer and maintaining a small roster of 10 to 15 clients. This is great because you become skilled, you collect social proof, and your operations or backend can be pretty simple because you don't have many clients. You don't need much of a team, right? However, this model, as I said, has a mathematical limit. To scale this, you need more labor, which tanks your profit margins, right? It's the age-old problem of scaling a service-based business. Now, the retainer-only model caps out mostly, I've seen, at 800K to 1.5 mil in annual revenue. A lot of agencies, to be honest, cap out way before that as well, 30K per month, 40K per month, depending on, if they're not actually pricing themselves properly, if they're not commanding premium pricing, premium retainers, they don't even get past 30 to 50K per month. So scaling further equals your profit margins will drop and the business owner is usually forced to keep the agency at its current cash flow levels. Now, if you combine that with the fact that they don't have a scalable appointment booking system, like they can't buy clients, they're not marketing to cold traffic, they're relying on referrals and warm kind of network leads, it's even more unstable of a business and it's just going to die out eventually. So number two, what you have to do is expand your product suite. The experience, the industry insights, and the cash flow you have gained from step one now allows you to make a few tweaks that allow for scale to 500K to $1 million a month. This is by launching a new core product first and foremost. You do this by realizing that the majority of your revenue actually will not come from your ideal clients, i.e. the top of the market. Your ideal clients only encompass less than 10% of the market because obviously they're larger businesses by default. Simple maths, they encompass a smaller segment of the population, right? So the majority of your revenue will actually come from the middle segment of the market. So this is what I'm talking about here, the middle segment of the market, and this is the product that we're trying to pitch. This is what I get all my clients to position themselves as. By the way, I want to mention in all of this, it's still the same thing. You're still delivering the same service on the back end. You're just positioning yourself differently when it comes to your marketing and sales. Very crucial to understand that. So let's scroll back to where we just were. Yeah, so number 3, you rolled out a new product. Now, number 3 is engineering your hyper scalable solution. You want this new solution to be seen as a product versus a service, as I said, and it's the theme of this video. Something you can charge upfront, anywhere from 8K, even as low as 5K to 25K plus for fixed deliverables outcome. You can even do 40K plus upfront if you're really, pitching a larger client and you're really, really good at what you do. Depends on your service, of course. For example, a B2B lead gen, 50 sales calls in 90 days. That's what we'll get you. You pay X. We install the system that gets you that outcome and we'll deliver that outcome for you as well. That's our promise to you. Now, you don't charge the client anything else. So this is the real sort of the key thing that you need to understand here, because this is what differentiates a service business that actually scales from one that doesn't. You need to be good at what you do. If you don't, if you're not going to scale, because no business is just magically going to keep paying a monthly retainer if they're not seeing any return, which is why the whole thing around just selling retainers makes no sense anyway. You have to earn the retainer every single month. It's not how it works. And the easiest way to get a client on a long-term retainer is to first prove your worth. So yeah, remember, you're charging one upfront fee for a fixed determined project timeline. Could be 90 days, could be 4 months, could be 6 months, could be 12 months. You don't charge the client anything else until you have actually gotten them results. This forces you to get better. It forces you to achieve true product market fit and engineer a great product, i.e. great service package upfront. So once you have the product dialed in and you're getting client results, now you can design retention/upsell cadences. You upsell or retain as many successful clients as possible that complete the 4-month or 90-day sprint, i.e. your front-end product, right? You would have, as I said before, 2 to 3 different pricing points in terms of retainers, so tiered retainers, depending on the client's size and their business goals and level of support. For example, if a client business is doing 30K per month in revenue, you might charge them 8K per month upfront. Not 8K per month, 8K upfront, just a fixed fee for 4 months to get them to X outcome. Client achieves target outcome, they are happy. So what do you then do? You instruct your account manager, right? There's this whole retention sequence and upsell cadence that you train them on. You get them on a call. This is almost like a second sales call, but not really. Okay, it's more of a retention call. You get them on a call. Hey, Mr. Client, we've got you. There's a summary of what's happened in the past few months. We've achieved. These are all the wins that we've achieved. Now I can see that you're experiencing XYZ problem. Would you like us to help you solve that on an ongoing retainer basis? And obviously, because you've proven yourself, they're going to say yes 80% of the time if you truly have a great product. And that is how you scale, right? It's retention is of course the name of the game, but you have to earn the retainer. And the way you do that is by charging the upfront fee first and then proving yourself. So then, for example, for a 30K per month business, a reasonable retainer to charge would be like a 2K per month retainer, 2.5K per month retainer. So now not only have you collected cash up front with a productized offer, you are now building MRR also on the back end because your front end is actually really, really good. So if the client is larger, they're doing over 100 grand a month, they can afford a higher upfront price for a greater initial outcome, maybe 15 to 20K upfront for 4 months or 90 days, whatever it might be. Once you achieve results, you retain them on a 5K per month retainer to solve more of the bottlenecks in their business and keep helping them keep earning that monthly retainer each and every month in perpetuity. The way you do that, again, with any service-based business, you just have to be good. If you want to scale any agency, you just have to be really good at what you do. It doesn't matter if you're commoditized, doesn't matter if there are a ton of other agencies doing the exact same thing. You've proven your worth. You just deliver the outcome each and every single month. You deliver what you promised and you will scale. It's then just a case of number 5, scaling with sales volume, which is what we help our clients with as well. Now, let's say you're hovering between 30, 50K per month, or maybe you're doing 100 plus K per month, but you have got that sort of front end product now. We've helped you dial that in. Now it's a case of just purely focusing on marketing and driving sales volume and getting more leads into your funnel. You want to sell 10 to 20 units plus per month and retain as many of them as possible on the back end after they go through your 90-day sprint, 4-month sprint, 6-month sprint. And that's the whole point of this video. It's basically, roll out a more productized offer, a scalable product suite, and that's how you essentially scale. So yeah, they're basically selling now 20 plus units per month of this front end offer. And I have no doubt that they're going to get to, multi 7 figures and 8 figures and beyond. That's basically how you do it. That's the product suite that gets you there. I'll be making more videos on this kind of stuff if you guys are any confused or have any questions. But yeah, essentially number 6 is how do you actually sell this offer? I'm almost done actually. How do you actually sell this offer, right? You might correctly say that a consulting or a hybrid offer is harder to sell to cold traffic, which it sort of is because people always want done for you. But that's where you have to sort of introduce more leverage into your kind of front end program. You can't just do done for you everything, right? You have to also consult on all the other variables that are required to get your prospect or client from A to B. But in terms of how you market the actual offer, so in your ads or cold outreach, you essentially lead with the exact transformation you can provide for your best clients. So this is a very important point, and it's kind of blending into another issue, which I'll talk about in a separate video actually in more detail. So essentially, if you're a lead gen agency, what transformation can you get for a client who has a dialed in sales team, who calls all their leads within 5 minutes, who has at least one full-time closer, who has a great track record already, who has an amazing service delivery? So you're pitching your ideal client. Then inevitably, you will attract all other businesses that also want that particular offer, right? They won't be qualified for your main high ticket service, which is when you will actually downsell them on that sales call. So this is, and I don't want to get into too much of the weeds, but in a nutshell, what you're doing is you market this, right? You market essentially the entirety of this kind of offer in the sense of, it could be the fact that your one-time offer isn't everything that is required to produce the perfect outcome for all clients. But you do know that you can get your ideal client that perfect result because they have all the other stuff in place. They run better businesses, and so you can guarantee them this outcome essentially in a specific time frame. So what you do is you market this. This is what you market essentially. There is some kind of blend between these two sometimes, but essentially you might want to market this, right, which is your kind of best offer. This is exactly what we can do for you if we work with you for X amount of time. However, if they're inevitably not qualified for your main offer, you can downsell them into kind of this main core product, which oftentimes with service-based businesses there's a large emphasis on consulting, which is essentially designed to prime your best clients, your most sort of high intent clients that really want the end outcome, to then naturally ascend into your agency retainer. So in terms of marketing, you sort of market these two together, but you market this mainly in your call out and in your ads. But the thing that you're selling most of is this on the back end, if that makes sense. I hope it does. So essentially, you market this, but you're selling this 80% of the time because this is hyper scalable. This is less scalable, and eventually, I'll get onto this in a second. You roll out the low ticket offer, the community, the bottom segment of the market, the offer to the bottom segment of the market. So let's go back here. I realize I might have just made a massive kind of like long-winded explanation there, but any questions, just comment down below. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn, Twitter. I can explain this in further detail, and I'll be making more videos on this anyway. So number 7, bonus. You can then also release low ticket offers, as we're getting onto now, and a paid community. So this is the last stage, the final stage of TAM expansion, expanding your total addressable market. The whole point of this is that in order for your low ticket group to crush your competition, it actually needs to be really good. So a mistake that I see all the time is people, they think that online communities are all the rage now. They've, the rise of school.com, SKOOL, right? Sam Ovens and Alex Hormozy. Everyone wants to just be rushing and building their community. The problem is there is a cost to that. There's an opportunity cost to that. Because if your end goal is to scale to 500k per month, you shouldn't be focusing on a low ticket community at first anyway. You should start from at the top of your market, get really good at what you do, and then roll out in reverse order. Okay, remember 80% of your market segment, your revenue, is going to come from the middle segment of the market, and that is what actually works best when it comes to cold traffic. There's a lot that goes into this. You can build out a more extensive marketing funnel and do all of it at the same time. And really the gold standard is to do all of it at the same time. Run low ticket, run your community, launch more indirect ad funnels, run them to lead magnets, expand your community quickly, build your newsletter quickly, release a bunch of content, and also run ads to a high ticket offer. You can do all of that. But the reality is, if you're bootstrapping, you're not going to have the bandwidth to really do all of that. So, which is why prioritization is important, right? So the way you really want to do this is in the way that I've just said, right? You want to start at the top of the market and reverse engineer and go from there. So obviously, when you do release your low ticket community, the problem with low ticket communities, most of them are dead. 90% of low ticket communities are absolutely just completely dead, void. There's no engagement there whatsoever. And the reason for that is because the product isn't actually that good. And the only way you make it super, super good and make people naturally engage and want to ask you questions is actually make it so good that the amount of value that people are getting for such a cheap price is unbelievable. And this is why, you only want to do this when you're literally an industry leader. You actually only do this when you are an industry leader. People, you're sort of a micro celebrity in your niche, and you can provide unmatched quality for really affordable prices. And also remember, all the best, largest service-based businesses don't just do done for you, they do done with you. And of course they do DIY. The last stage of this is of course DIY. And it's always a combination of both in your higher ticket offers. You're not always just doing everything done for you, you're also doing some done with you. Because done with you or consulting provides more leverage in your business. So yeah, essentially you start with done for you until you have the insights, cash and track record to actually scale and build out this larger product suite. That's basically it. It's that simple. And so if you enjoyed, follow for more content. That's kind of more of a Twitter thing, but YouTube as well. And here's my offer. This is my shameless plug. I thought the shameless plug was coming earlier, but no, I apparently it's here at the end of the Twitter thread. So this is my offer basically, and what I'm running right now. So I'll build this scalable product suite out for you. Install paid ad system, AI booking bot system. We'll get you the 5-10 new monthly clients every single month, depending on your budget, and we'll actually make sure that you have the fulfillment capacity to deliver on that. If we need to reposition your offer, reposition your product suite, we will do that first before running ads. And we won't run ads until we actually know that it will work, because we only want to be selling something that actually works in the first place and has a track record of actually working. So staying true to what I'm preaching in this video, there is no extra payment until you get this outcome. It's a fixed fee that we have up front. You can have your money back if you're not happy. And you do need to be doing at least a minimum of 10 grand a month, ideally 30k plus, but we do take on 10k per month, plus agencies as well, and you need to be doing that consistently as well. And essentially, the more established you are, for example, if you're doing 100K plus, this, is going to be significantly easier, and it's much, you just need a changing strategy really to really hyperscale your business using everything that I've talked about in this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I think it's probably a bit of a longer video. Don't actually know how long this is going on for, but yeah. Thanks for sticking with me. I hope you made it to the end, but this is really a massive talking point. I'll be definitely making more content about this, because it's not just about booking more leads. It's not just about, your differentiation. It's actually also about offer logistics and fulfillment logistics that actually differentiate the best service-based businesses in the world, the ones that scale to 500K per month plus, from the agencies that stagnate and die basically at 30K per month, 50K per month. So thank you, and stay tuned for more content like this.